But while you're going to do that, I want to talk a little bit about the shame of the day, which happens to be the Squad, or otherwise known as Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Ayanna Pressley, Ilhan Omar, and Rashida Tlaib. Yes, the Squad. And it's Game of Thrones, shame on them. I mean, complete shame on them, because somehow they believe they are the only women and the only women of color who have ever been elected to Congress. I mean, that's how they come off. These guys, they've really pissed me off. Because every time they're talking, you can't say that. You can't criticize them because they're women of color. You can't talk about their issues without giving deference to the fact that they're women and women of color. So what? Nancy Pelosi is a woman. Big deal. I criticize her and everyone criticizes her on a regular basis. There's no problem with that. She's a politician. She's respected. She's the Speaker of the House. She still is a politician. You can question her. Representative Jackson Lee. She's a woman and black, and she's well known. What about, what's her name? Who wanted to threaten, she's promoting all the riots and for having Democrats go out and attack conservatives. What's her name? Black woman.
I can't think of her name.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, I have no clue.
She is the black representative who was on...
Maxine Waters?
Maxine Waters, thank you. Maxine Waters. Black, a woman, in Congress forever. Who is the Squad suddenly to be so uppity and so angry that people criticize them, and every time you criticize them, it always comes back to, but we're women. We're women of color. You can't say that to us. Why not? Why can't we criticize them? I don't hear them saying the same thing to any of the Republican women who are in Congress, who are senators, I don't hear them saying anything like, oh, you can't criticize any of those women. And many of them are also ethnically, non-white. I don't hear them saying, oh, we got to stick up for those people. Do you?
Nope.
And that's the thing that gets me. Is like, where is this coming from? Suddenly, they're the only ones. They're the only ones. I've never heard Maxine Waters. I have never heard Representative Jackson Lee, Sheila Jackson Lee, or any of the others, Representative Velasquez, Garcia. I've never heard any of them say, oh, you can't talk about the bills I've written, the positions I've taken, because I'm a woman. I don't hear Senator Kamala Harris, on the campaign trail saying, oh, you know what, you have to vote for me because I'm a black, well, she has said that actually, but she's not complaining about people who criticize her or disagree with her, other than Joe Biden, for her being a black woman. This isn't a new thing. What is it with these guys?
I wish I could tell you. I really do. I have no clue.
Am I wrong?
I don't think you are. When have you ever been wrong?
Not often, I like to believe, but, at the same time, others disagree. But I don't know. Maybe it's me. Am I being sexist here? Is it sexist to even say that the Squad, really, the Squad, really? They don't even know you've never been in the military. Not a single one of them have ever been in the military. You've never been in a sports team. You don't know what a squad is. They're not a squad. They may be a squawk, but they're not a squad. None of these guys have any idea. The Squad. Okay, and I'm looking at them. Who cares? They happen to be women of color. And?
Have they gotten many bills passed?
To my knowledge, no.
So they're ineffective at best.
They are highly ineffective. Come on, the Green New Deal. Every Democrat out there ran away from it. Every one of them. None of them voted for it. So they're useless. Right now we have, Omar has put out, she's on her anti-Israel, anti-Jewish train wreck, and no one supports that.
Oh, yeah.
Name a bill that they've been behind that anyone supports.
Bernie Sanders was co-sponsoring something with AOC for a little bit.
They can co-sponsor anything they want. No one wants to follow it. That's like Anthony Brindisi. I put out a bill on Spectrum. 3 people supported out of 435 members of Congress. It's dead. It's not going anywhere. You can't tell me, oh, but I wrote the bill and no one read it. No one read it. No one cares. It's dead. It's useless. Anthony Brindisi, you failed.
We say that a lot in this program.
It's a fact. You failed.
Absolutely.
That's called being ineffective. When no one reads your bill, no one cares about it, it gets no press exposure, and it has 0 chance of getting ever passed, you have failed. That is a failure. And that's Anthony Brindisi. He failed. Now, he may not like that. He may want to word it differently. Like, it's got hope and it's still going through the process and we're working on this. You can spin it all you want, but the fact is 3 people read your bill and like it. That's it out of 435 members of Congress. It's dead. And he can't name what? Every bill he has is between 3 and 5 people. That's it. That's dead. That's not going anywhere. I'll give it to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. She at least gets like 30, 40, 50 people to support, that back a bill that, again, is still dead and won't pass. But she at least gets, a percentage of Congress to back it. But at the same time, so a little far afield there, folks. But I don't know. Maybe you feel differently. Maybe you think, should members of Congress be protected because of their gender? Should members of Congress be protected because of the color of their skin? Is that not a definition of sexism and racism, that they want to be treated differently based on their gender and their skin? Doesn't that make them racist and sexist by definition?
I find it a little hypocritical, too, that Omar is coming out and going, you're saying I can't criticize the Israeli lobby and all these things, because and then we criticize her policies. And she claims, oh, no, it's because of my race. It's because of this and that.
Well, I notice they always like to say, if you criticize them, well, you're criticizing me because of my race. Matter of fact, it was just in, there was an article where it's in Real Clear Politics, and it's Representative Rashida Tlaib. And she's talking about this, and I'll show you guys. Here it is. That the Democrats, where is it? There it goes. Democratic Representative Tlaib to Pelosi, quote, acknowledge the fact that we are women of color. I think that Nancy Pelosi, as a woman and as a Democrat, knows that you're women of color. And she recognizes that. But beyond that, in the article, they go on, and she's telling Nancy Pelosi, maybe in this article, maybe another one about this, where, there it is. She wants them to acknowledge the fact that we are women of color. So when you do single us out, be aware of that and what you're doing, especially because some of us are getting death threats, because some of us are being singled out in many ways because of our backgrounds, because of our experience, and so forth. Okay, let's stop right there and think about it. So she's saying that people are singling them out because they're outspoken. People single out Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez because she's a mindless idiot. And that she says really stupid things. Like, what is the answer to fixing all the problems in the world? Print money. That's her answer. We'll just print money. And that's stupid. And she has said that. She says that we need to build trains to go to Hawaii. That's stupid. Okay? And people point that out, and they want you to think, the squad wants you to think, well, I'm picking on them because they're women or because they're women of color. Notice my suntan, by the way. It's really good suntan, and it's free, and it's lifelong. I've never paid for this suntan. Anyway, But it's stupid. It's because you're an idiot. I'm talking to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez specifically. She's an idiot. And yeah, I'm going to single her out for that. I single out Ilhan Omar because she seems to apparently hate America. And of course I'm going to call her out on that. We did get, by the way, Christine Pangburn has joined us, Pangburn Smith. And Christina said, if you're going to say stupid things, people will call you out no matter what your race is. And I agree 1,000%. Christine, you're right. When you say dumb things that don't make sense, people are going to say that's dumb and makes no sense. I don't understand the difference between that. And to say that, and to try and defend it by saying, well, I'm black. Well, I can go around. Here's the thing. According to the same illogic of the progressives, like Progressive Leaders of Tomorrow, Plot, and Citizen Action, every time I get on and I say something, they theoretically can't argue. I'm a black man. I'm a black Hispanic man. I fail 2 of their quotas. I'm black and Hispanic. They can't argue with me, according to them, because I, as a black man, have a unique perspective. And if they say something, it's racial. Right? Mm-hmm. So therefore, but do they agree with that? No. They argue with me all the time. And if I said that to them, they go, well, no, that's not correct. Well, then why can't I talk about AOC or anyone else? I mean, doesn't that logic make sense?
It's pretty easy logic to follow for you, yeah.
I think so. And Christine goes on to mention to us, so stop playing the race card. Yes, I'm not playing the race card, but yes, they should stop playing the race card. And they should stop playing the gender card. They're as bad as Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Always. Everything has to be about, well, they're women or they're women of color. How about you're an elected official and you're bad at your job and you don't seem to like America very much? How about that? Let's criticize that. Can you address that issue? And then after that, if someone goes, well, you just said that because you're black. No, okay, I'll go with that. That's an argument then. But if you say, I want to build a railroad to Hawaii, then I have a problem with you, and it has nothing to do with what race you are. It has to do with the fact that you have no brain cells in your head. That's it. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It's pretty obvious, I think.